Did you know that some health checkups after age 70 can actually cause more harm than good? Surprising, isn't it? We grow up believing that more tests mean better health, that if we check everything, we'll be safe. But the truth is, that's not always the case. In fact, certain screenings and medical checkups can create unnecessary stress, false alarms, and sometimes even lead to treatments that leave you feeling worse than before. And here's the part most people don't talk about. Very few doctors will openly tell you when a test might not be worth the risk. Instead, you're left to figure it out on your own, and that can be overwhelming. But don't worry, you're not alone. Today, we're going to uncover 5 common medical checkups that seniors over 70 should think twice about. And more importantly, I'll share why saying no to these tests could actually protect your health, your peace of mind, and even your independence. Now, let me be clear, this doesn't mean you should never get tested. Absolutely not. What it does mean is that you deserve to ask better questions, to weigh the risks and the benefits, and to make decisions that truly serve you and your well-being. So let's explore this together, because your health, your comfort, and your peace of mind are far too important to leave to chance. You see, one of the biggest problems in modern medicine today is something called over-testing. It's especially common once you reach your 70s. Doctors, clinics, even well-meaning family members often believe that the more tests you go through, the healthier you'll be. But in reality, that's not always true. In fact, sometimes it can do the exact opposite. Studies have shown that unnecessary medical screenings in older adults often lead to more harm than good. They can trigger false alarms, push you into stressful treatments, and even open the door to side effects that you didn't need to go through in the first place. Yet, this truth is rarely talked about. It's almost as if the system is designed to test first and ask questions later. And that's exactly why this conversation matters. Because you deserve to know both sides of the story. You deserve to have clear, honest information. Not fear, not confusion, not pressure. At Senior Strong Living, our mission is simple: to give you balanced, practical, and compassionate advice. We don't just talk about staying alive, we talk about living well, with confidence, peace of mind, and dignity. So as we go through this together, remember, this is not about scaring you away from healthcare. It's about giving you the knowledge and the courage to ask better questions, to take control of your choices, and to protect yourself from harm that many people never see coming. That's what being senior strong is all about. Now that we've set the stage, let's get practical. What are the actual tests and checkups that seniors over 70 should think twice about? We're about to go through 5 of the most common ones. Tests that many older adults are told to take as routine, but that can sometimes cause more harm than good. And as we walk through each one, you'll not only learn the risks, but also how to approach your doctor with the right questions, so you can make decisions that protect both your health and your peace of mind. And let me tell you, number 5 is one that surprises a lot of people. It's a checkup many seniors feel pressured into, but in reality, it often creates more problems than solutions. So, stay with me all the way through. You'll want to hear that one. Alright, let's dive in, starting with the first checkup on our list. One that's been around for decades, and yet, after a certain age, may do more harm than good. Let's start with one of the most talked about areas of medicine: cancer screenings. For decades, we've all been told that the earlier cancer is found, the better. And in many cases, that's true. But after the age of 70, certain screenings, like prostate cancer tests, mammograms, and even colonoscopies, may no longer serve you the way they once did. In fact, they can sometimes do more harm than good. Here's why. Many of these tests are very sensitive. They pick up cancers or small growths that might never actually cause you any problems in your lifetime. For younger people, catching those early can make sense. But after 70, when some cancers grow so slowly that they'll never become dangerous, treatment can sometimes be worse than the illness itself. Think about the stress of getting that phone call: "We found something suspicious, we need to do more tests." Immediately, fear takes over. You go through biopsies, scans, endless appointments. And then, if doctors find something, the pressure to start treatment is enormous, even if the treatment is unnecessary. Surgeries, radiation, chemotherapy. All of these can leave you weaker, more anxious, and in some cases, with lasting side effects that reduce your quality of life. Let me share an example. Mr. Anderson, a 74-year-old man, went in for a routine prostate cancer screening. His results came back showing cancer cells. Naturally, he and his family were terrified. He underwent treatment, surgery, followed by months of recovery. But here's the painful truth. Later, doctors admitted that the cancer they treated would likely never have grown large enough to cause him harm in his lifetime. The treatment, not the disease, left him struggling with side effects that made everyday life harder. Imagine carrying that burden, knowing it could have been avoided. Now, this doesn't mean cancer screenings are bad across the board. They save lives every single day. But the key is this: after 70, the equation changes. The risks of screening, false alarms, overtreatment, unnecessary suffering, can sometimes outweigh the benefits. And that's why it's so important to talk to your doctor and ask, is this test really right for me, at my age, with my health history? This is where wisdom matters more than routine. Instead of automatically saying yes to every test, pause and consider, will this truly improve my life, or might it cause more stress than relief? And here's where I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think it's better to know everything as early as possible, no matter what? Or do you think sometimes not knowing certain things might actually protect your peace of mind? Share your opinion in the comments, because this is one of those questions where every senior has a story, and your perspective might really help someone else. Now, let's talk about bone health, something that's on the mind of almost every senior. After all, strong bones mean independence, mobility, and confidence. And that's why so many doctors recommend bone density scans. They're meant to check for osteoporosis, to see if your bones are thinning and at risk of breaking. But here's what most people don't realize. After 70, getting bone density scans too often, say, every single year, may not actually be helping you. In fact, it can sometimes create problems you don't need. Here's why. Bones naturally lose some density as we age. That's normal. But when these scans are done too frequently, small changes show up that may look alarming but don't necessarily mean you're at serious risk. Those results often lead to strong medications, drugs that can have side effects just as troubling as the bone loss itself. Things like jaw problems, digestive issues, or even fractures in unusual places caused by the very medicine meant to protect you. Let me share a story with you. Linda, a 72-year-old woman, went in for her yearly bone density scan. The results showed a slight drop compared to the year before. It wasn't a big change, but her doctor immediately prescribed a powerful medication. She trusted the advice, who wouldn't, and started taking it. But within months, she began experiencing severe jaw pain and digestive problems that made eating difficult. Eventually, she stopped the medication, but the side effects lingered. And here's the heartbreaking part. Her original bone loss was mild, something that likely could have been managed with lifestyle changes like weight-bearing exercise, calcium, and vitamin D. Instead, she went through unnecessary suffering. This doesn't mean bone scans are useless. Far from it. They're an important tool. But the lesson is this: frequency matters. After 70, most experts agree that spacing out bone density tests, every 2 to 3 years instead of every year, makes more sense. That way, you avoid overreacting to small, natural changes and focus instead on what truly matters: keeping your body strong and active. So before you agree to another yearly scan, ask your doctor, will this test really change my treatment plan, or is it just routine? That one question could save you from unnecessary medication and side effects. Now, let me ask you something. Would you rather know every tiny detail about your bone health, even if it might lead to treatments you don't really need, or would you prefer to trust your body, stay active, and only test when it's truly necessary? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective could spark a conversation that helps countless others. Now, let's move to number 4, full body scans and advanced imaging tests like CTs, MRIs, or PET scans that are often marketed as early detection packages. At first, these sound reassuring. Who wouldn't want to know exactly what's going on inside their body? The idea of catching hidden problems before they become serious is tempting. But here's the hidden truth. For seniors over 70, these scans often cause more harm than good. The risks come in 2 main forms. First, radiation exposure, especially from CT scans. Each scan delivers a dose of radiation that, over time, can actually increase the risk of other health issues. Second, false positives. These machines are so sensitive that they often pick up harmless spots, shadows, or age-related changes that look suspicious but mean nothing. Once those show up on a report, the journey begins. More scans, biopsies, surgeries, all chasing something that never needed to be chased. Let me share a story to paint the picture. George, age 76, signed up for a private clinic's whole-body scan special. The ad promised peace of mind, so he thought, why not? The scan results came back showing several suspicious spots. Naturally, he and his family were terrified. Over the next few months, George went through additional MRIs, invasive biopsies, and endless waiting for results. In the end, every single one of those spots turned out to be harmless, normal changes for his age. But the damage was done. The stress, the procedures, the recovery, all of it weighed heavily on him. Instead of peace of mind, he was left with months of fear and exhaustion. This is the hard truth about full-body scans. They create a false sense of security when nothing is found, and unnecessary anxiety when something harmless is flagged. Either way, you rarely come out better than you went in. That's why, after 70, it's so important to ask yourself, if this test finds something, will the treatment truly improve my life, or will it just lead to more stress and procedures? For many seniors, the answer is surprising. Now, don't misunderstand. Advanced imaging is powerful and life-saving when used for real medical symptoms. If you're having pain, sudden changes, or unexplained issues, these scans can be essential. But as a routine checkup, sold as a way to catch everything, they often do more harm than good. So here's my question for you. Have you ever been offered one of these full-body scan packages, or perhaps even gone through one? What was your experience? Did it bring peace of mind, or more anxiety? Share your story in the comments, because I know many of you have faced this exact decision, and your perspective could really help someone else make a wiser choice. And finally, number 5, aggressive diabetes or cholesterol testing after 70. Now, let me be clear. Monitoring blood sugar and cholesterol is important. These numbers matter. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Chasing perfect numbers with frequent testing and strict targets can sometimes cause more harm than good. Here's why. As we get older, our bodies change. What might be considered a perfect cholesterol level for a 40-year-old isn't always necessary, or even safe, for someone over 70. The same goes for blood sugar. Aggressive testing often leads to aggressive treatments, stronger medications, higher doses, or more combinations of drugs. And with that comes side effects that can be just as dangerous as the conditions they're meant to control. Think about diabetes, for example. Many seniors are told to keep their blood sugar levels tightly controlled. On paper, that sounds good. But in reality, pushing those numbers too low can cause sudden drops, hypoglycemia. That means dizziness, confusion, fainting, and falls. And for an older adult, one serious fall can change everything. Let me share a story. Mary, an 80-year-old grandmother, was put on a strict diabetes regimen. Her doctor wanted her blood sugar as close to normal as possible. She was taking several medications, testing often, and following the plan carefully. One afternoon, while standing in her kitchen, she suddenly felt faint. Within seconds, she collapsed. Her blood sugar had dropped too low. Thankfully, she survived the episode, but the fall left her with a fractured hip. Later, another doctor explained that her treatment plan had been too aggressive for her age. In trying to keep her numbers perfect, her health and independence suffered. Cholesterol is similar. Pushing cholesterol down with high doses of medication may not add years to your life after 70, but it can cause muscle pain, weakness, or even liver issues. For many seniors, the trade-off isn't worth it. So here's the lesson. After 70, it's not always about the numbers on a lab sheet. It's about quality of life, comfort, and independence. Instead of asking, how can I make these numbers perfect? The better question might be, what level of control is safe for me, without risking side effects that steal my strength and energy? And now I'd like to hear from you. What do you think matters more, perfect test results, or living each day with as much comfort and independence as possible? Let me know in the comments. There's no right or wrong answer here, just different perspectives. And your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. So, let's take a moment to look back at what we've covered today. We started with cancer screenings, like prostate tests, mammograms, and colonoscopies after 70. These can sometimes detect cancers that would never harm you, leading to stressful treatments you may not need. Then we talked about routine heart stress tests and unnecessary scans. Without symptoms, these often lead to false alarms and risky procedures, rather than better health. Next was bone density scans. Important, yes, but getting them too often can push you into medications with harsh side effects, when lifestyle changes may have been enough. Number 4 was full body scans and advanced imaging. Marketed as peace of mind, but in reality, they often deliver anxiety and unnecessary procedures. And finally, we looked at aggressive diabetes and cholesterol testing, chasing perfect numbers that may actually cause falls, weakness, or loss of independence. Each of these carries a lesson. After 70, more testing does not always mean better health. Sometimes, it simply means more stress, more medication, and less joy in your everyday life. Now here's what I want you to think about. Life at this stage isn't about chasing perfection. It's about making wise, thoughtful choices that give you peace of mind, strength, and independence. So let me ask you, what's one medical test or checkup you've gone through that left you wondering, did I really need that? Or maybe you avoided a test and felt more at ease because of it. Your story matters, and sharing it might help someone else in our community make a better choice. Remember, this isn't about rejecting healthcare. It's about asking better questions, choosing wisely, and protecting your health without sacrificing your quality of life. That's the heart of senior strong living. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I know these topics aren't always easy to think about, but the fact that you're here shows that you care about living not just longer, but stronger. At Senior Strong Living, our mission is simple: to give you the knowledge, the encouragement, and the confidence to make decisions that keep you healthy, independent, and at peace. And if today's video gave you something to think about, I'd be so grateful if you'd take a moment to support this community. Please like this video so more seniors can find it. Subscribe to Senior Strong Living if you haven't already, and make sure to turn on the bell so you don't miss future videos that could truly change your life. And most importantly, share this video with a friend or loved one. You never know, it might be exactly what they need to hear right now. Remember, your health is not about chasing every test or number. It's about living each day with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. You are stronger than you think, and you deserve to live your best years with confidence and dignity. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and stay connected with us here at Senior Strong Living.